Hello everyone, this is your host Jyostna Sharma welcoming you back to another series of Voice of Legal Immigrants on TV5 Mana TV and Mana TV International. As promised to you, I try to bring meaningful discussions and conversations at this platform. Discussion that relates to the success of the legal high-skilled immigrants in the United States of America. That relates to the stability of the visa holders in this country. And today we are going to talk about a very special topic which is in controversy that relates to the millions of lives. Yes, this is about the bill S386 and we are going to talk about the future of S386 today. To discuss on the same, I have a very special guest with me, a guest who is an attorney by profession and she has been doing a lot of good work for the legal immigrants. Her name is Nandini Nair and she is a partner in Greenspoon Marder's Immigration and Naturalization Practice Group and a member of the firm's management committee. Her enthusiasm for immigration law directly stems from her background, having emigrated from India to the United States. Throughout her almost 2 decades in the field, she has helped hundreds of people immigrate to the United States to achieve their American dream. She has counseled clients through the global financial crisis and the ever-changing immigration rules and policies. She has made extraordinary efforts on the behalf of her clients, engaging members of the Congress to assist in a resolution of a case, communicating with U.S. consulate officers and the Department of the State and relevant decision makers at the United States Department of Labor and Department of Homeland Security. Ms. Nair has written a number of articles on immigration and has lectured nationally on immigration issues to bar associations and industry groups and has made previous TV appearances. Her passion for the American dream has led her to a new but personal journey, engaging South Asians on the topic of diversity and inclusion. She believes in the transformative power of diversity and inclusion by actively engaging different perspectives, including from immigrants and the South Asian community. Ms. Nair was recently appointed president of the New Jersey Advisory Board of the Tri-State Diversity Council and speaks at various events highlighting diversity and inclusion. She recently spoke in Dallas, Texas at the National Diversity Council annual conference that included speakers such as President Obama, Colin Powell, and actress America Ferrera. In June 2019, she was recognized by the National Law Journal and the New Jersey Law Journal as a 2019 immigration trailblazer. A person solely dedicated for the good of the legal immigrants. There she is, Nandini Nair, who would be discussing on the topic future of S386. And without much ado, let me introduce her right here. Nandini, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here, to be with you and to discuss this important topic in immigration.
Thank you so much for coming to our show, spending your valuable time. Being a Sunday today, I understand.
No, this is important. This is very important. So we need to discuss it. Absolutely.
In fact, your profile is very impressive, Nandini.
Oh,
and yeah, you spoke about diversity and inclusion.
Yes.
You spoke about AILA. You are a member of AILA.
Yes, I am.
Even before I start, I just want a little clarification from you because
Yes.
there are reservations from the community when we speak about AILA. Of course, recently with the S386 being proposed,
Yes.
For the unanimous consent, what
Yes.
has happened is we heard that there were members of AILA who were against the passage of S386 and they were trying to reach out to senators to not support the
Right.
S386. I would like to hear from you. You are also part of AILA.
Yes.
What is your take on this bill, first of all?
Okay, so let me be very clear about that. AILA as an organization has over 25,000 members. They have taken no stand on this bill. They are not saying yes or no on the bill because there's so many members. Yes, you are absolutely correct. There are many members of the organization who are against this bill. However, I am not one of those members. I am absolutely for this bill. I represent the population that is affected by this bill, and I understand the importance of it to them. I don't, I listen to the other side, and I just cannot reconcile what they have to say to what I know the hurt of the people that I represent, which are mainly Indians,
Right.
and their weight and their pain, and the pain to the entire family. It's not just the kids and the wife.
Absolutely.
It's also to the extended family who's waiting for some resolution for these people.
Very true.
That life being on a pause, it really is incredibly difficult for them. So I am not with those members who stand to go against this bill, but I am a proud AILA member, and I'm glad that AILA is not taking a position, because you don't want them to take a position in a way. Because
Agreed.
if they said against that bill, they have a large advocacy part of them that could really torpedo this bill, and so I rather them just stand back and
I
don't
understand.
say
I mean,
anything.
don't say anything is better than, they lobby
Yes.
against us.
Yes.
Because they have money, they have
Yes,
power,
they
they
do.
have authority,
Yes,
and
they
we
do.
can definitely be in trouble.
Yes, they can. Yes.
I mean, we, as I say, it's the legal immigrant, high-skilled legal
Yes,
immigrants community.
agreed.
I am part of that, and I've been very active with the advocacy that we do. The whole purpose of this show, Voice of Legal Immigrant, also is the same.
Yes.
To get the problem solved,
Right.
to educate and enlighten the masses who are stuck in this limbo of green cards not coming. At the same time, their H-1B is being
Denied. Yes.
their amendments being denied,
Yes.
and the tension and the fear that
Yes.
they'll stay in
Yes.
is horrible.
Yes, it is. I agree 100% with everything you're saying. I find value in immigrants. As you were talking about my second passion, which is
Right.
diversity,
Right.
which includes the immigrant journey, which is nobody understands that life.
In fact, I was, of course, I read a very impressive profile of yours.
Yeah.
And when you speak about diversity and inclusions, where do you project Indians? Because you're doing this advocacy, I mean, you are part of the diversity and inclusion,
Council, yep.
council.
Yes, yes.
So, how are you successfully able to integrate Indians into that segment?
It's extremely difficult. That's my number one agenda. It's my number one agenda. When I took up the presidency, I was nominated and appointed in 2019. One of my biggest goals is to bring the Asians and the immigrant perspective to this conversation. Because I can tell you, when I go to an event, I don't see me ever
I
there.
understand.
And nobody understands the trauma of their life, their
Extreme trauma.
burdens, their joys, their hardships. Nobody understands that, and that's my job. So
Right.
I am absolutely for the immigrant, and I am doing everything in my power to highlight and showcase who they are.
Thank you so much. In fact, because your profile as an attorney is one, but then when you speak about diversity and inclusion, it definitely, created curiosity in me.
Yeah.
Where, on what platform we can have success, for our
Absolutely.
community, because that's where you can project us as well and speak about our rights.
Yeah.
Lately, of course, a lot of senators and congressmen have come up,
Yes.
and the good. Okay, so we definitely have good things coming up, in the sense House version of HR 10, like HR
Yeah.
1044.
Yes.
This version is already passed,
Right.
and the Senate version is S386.
Right.
Well, we will discuss about it at length, and we'll also speak about how these bills are formulated and come into practice.
Right. We can always discuss S386. As I said, I am definitely for that bill. I think there's a lot of controversy about this bill, because I think the people who are against the bill think that Indians are going to get their green cards immediately. It
Right.
actually is not true. There is
Absolutely.
going to be a transition period. There is going to be a wait time. Does it cut the wait time in half? Absolutely. But it only cuts it in half. It's not that in 2021.
there are 300,000 primary applicants. and
There's
their
actually
families
over
together.
500,000 Indians in the backlog.
Yeah, including their families.
Yes,
of
including their
course.
families. There's 586 in totality. Out of that, it's 534 are Indians, which also includes their dependents.
The thing is, regarding this S386,
Yes.
the thing is, first, this bill was objected by Senator Rand Paul.
Yes.
Then David Perdue objected to it. And Mike Lee,
Durbin.
Senator Mike Lee has been playing a very important
Yes,
role
he
negotiating and
has.
is very
Yes.
successful in getting the objections removed by both these senators. And now the ball is, the ground is held back by Senator Dick Durbin,
Right.
the senator from Illinois.
Right.
And again, I don't know. What do you foresee, number one? Of course, I'll take a personal viewpoint from you right now.
I was looking into the background of why Dick Durbin actually was objecting to it, and I've seen the video. I know some of the things that happened, which I also don't personally appreciate how he handled the town hall. And think yes, and that was
I'll speak about it later.
Yeah, that was not good. But you know what I understand in the background is there is large lobbying groups that are against this bill, and so what they did is
so who are these lobbying groups?
The United Tech Workers.
United Tech Workers?
United Tech Workers is the #1 lobbying group who is against this this bill. What they feel is
who
that
are these people? What
these
are
are U.S. tech
Oh,
workers.
US tech workers, okay.
U.S. tech workers, right? They feel that the Indians are taking their jobs. That's really what that is about. So, and they have actually done a lot of lobbying and calling the offices. So right before the vote was actually taken, I believe that they reached out to Dick Durbin's office and just pounded his phones, and that's why he ended up doing that.
I see the immigrant Indian community also is, making a lot of phone
Sure,
calls
of course.
and reaching out to the senator's
Yeah, of
office.
course.
But of course, I mean, it is one part, and I also heard the Iranian workers
Yes,
and the
they're against that too.
Filipinos also
Yes.
are against
Yes.
this bill. They're
Yeah,
lobbying.
the Filipinos are against it. I mean, it might slow down because of the Rand Paul amendment, because the Rand Paul amendment adds 5,000 these green cards for nurses, right? Remember, he was a physician.
Absolutely.
Right. So he's very particular towards healthcare and towards the nurses.
Right.
So, and in his background, I think he sees that the Philippines were a major player in healthcare, and
Right.
if this bill went through without his amendment, they would be shut out of the green card process.
Right. I
Right.
mean, that has been already negotiated
Right,
and taken
and
care
so
of.
I think now that we have some room there, maybe there will be some sort of leeway of them not being so objecting to this
And
bill.
about Iranians, what do you feel?
It's, again, the Iranians are the same as the Europeans and every other rest of the world nationalities. They feel that the wait of 7 or maybe it might even be 4 years is too much. It's just too much
And
for
what
them.
about the Indians? and
Yeah, who are
Chinese
waiting
people?
50
They're
years.
waiting forever. I
Yes,
mean, the range,
agree.
the wait range goes from anything between 15 years to 150 years.
Yes.
I mean, the reincarnation also wouldn't ensure a green card for sure. And what if a person becomes an earthworm?
Yeah, no, I'm there with you. It's
Light
ridiculous.
aside, but it is
It's-
so bad.
It is incredibly bad. The latest report says 49 years for Indian nationals.
I think our callers are calling consistently, and there is some issue with the lines. I hear the beeps and all.
Yes.
Sorry, audience, for that. Of course, I mean, there is a lot of curiosity right now. The people want to talk to Nandini Nair here. Well, so I definitely have another issue, like
Yes,
about
okay.
this bill. Now, let's educate the masses about
Okay, let's.
the bill being formed. Let's trace it back. How it
Okay,
started off.
how a bill becomes law.
A bill becomes a law. How much
Okay.
of time it is consumed
Yes.
if things go right, and if they are not going right now, as you know,
Right.
how miserable it is.
Okay, so let's talk about just the basics. This is just basic civics.
Absolutely.
Okay, a bill gets introduced by a senator or a House of Representatives, so congressman. Normally, a bill is never introduced by a solo individual. It's usually, they have some negotiations. For example, S386 is with Mike Lee and Kamala Harris, and there's actually 34 co-sponsors here. So that's excellent. Once the bill is introduced, then it goes to committee, okay? What committee are we dealing with? We are dealing with the Judiciary Committee, right?
It's a Senate Judiciary Committee.
Senate Judiciary Committee. Now, but the House can introduce a bill. A Senate can also introduce
So
a
it
bill.
can be simultaneously
be
introduced.
Yes, it can
So
be.
it is not like that a House has to introduce a bill first and then the Senate.
No,
does it.
it doesn't. But they both have to pass the bill together, right? And the same version of the bill. So once it goes to committee, that committee's whole job, and there may be subcommittees, the whole job is to do research, to do impact analysis, to do risk, to do all of those things, and come up with the framework of what the bill is supposed to be. There's debate. Hopefully there is no debate if you get unanimous consent.
So here's the situation which is exclusively different. because
Yes.
This is only going through the unanimous consent
That's
route
right.
in the Senate right
Right.
now. I have a call here
Yeah.
right now. So hello.
Hello.
Hi, may I know your name, please?
Hi, my name is Vinay. I am calling from Missouri.
Can you please repeat? I lost the audio here. What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Vinay.
Okay, what's your question?
So my question is like, what will be the chances of passing S386 since it was blocked by Senator Durbin?
Okay, so Nandini, the question remains the same. He says, what are the chances of the bill getting passed, by Senator Dick Durbin is right now blocking it. So what are the chances for its success right now?
I think it's a great thing that there's only one objection right now. And I think it's something that's manageable. I think what Dick Durbin wants is to increase the green card amount. That's what he said. That's one of his reasons. He doesn't feel like, he feels that the reason that he's objecting to this bill is not because he doesn't want to give the green cards out or change the policies. He feels that it's going to do harm for the rest of the world. So I think that's a place that you can actually negotiate from, and you can explain to him that this is not some sort of short-term fix. It actually is going to take a number of years for this backlog to be created or to be eliminated, I should say, so that and from there let's look to the next step. I believe in incremental change. I don't know that we can do sweeping, massive change out there, Vinay. So I feel there might be some positivity if there's only one objection out there. However, I'm going to say I do get concerned when somebody's out there like that, and if hopefully Dick Durbin is not, talking too much to other senators and changing their minds. But for right now, I always try to stay positive. I'm a person of glass half full.
So the thing is, honestly, what I'm witnessing is two senators objected. The third one is
Yes.
determined right now.
Yes.
And then, what if another senator jumps in and says, nope, now it's my turn to object?
I think Mike Lee has done a good job of vetting this very carefully from what I'm understanding in the background, that senators do not want to make fools out of themselves, okay? They're going to have definitely talked to other people, and they're going to have to the other senators and taken their temperature, right? What do you think? If they felt they were really objections out there, I don't think he would have gotten this far. So that to me is a positive sign.
See, the thing is, I'll tell you, this another advocacy group that was speaking about
Yes.
the unanimous
Yes.
consent being
Yeah.
introduced. I mean, of course, they were lobbying, and
Yes.
then, of course, Senator Mike Lee and
Yes.
Kamala Harris were there, part of it, and unanimous consent, method was chosen.
Right.
And as you said, they were trying to foresee, okay, we will not have much objection, but
Right.
still the objections are coming in. We also have a question to those immigration advocacy groups as well. If you were foreseeing certain roadblocks ahead, why was it not sent to a normal judiciary committee review route, where like Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell would have introduced it on the floor,
Right.
and would have taken that route.
Right.
Now the thing is, okay, you are still hopeful. We are still hopeful, of course, if
Right.
Senator Durbin removes the the problem, the objection, it gets passed. But God forbid, if it doesn't happen,
Right.
what are we seeing next? What's going to happen?
What's going to happen is that you have to go back to the drawing board. That's really what's going to happen. What happens is that we're going to have to send it back to the Judiciary Committee, and we have to find out, Jyostna, what is the real objection here? And we have to go back and read and say, okay, if Dick Durbin's objection is that he does not want to do harm to the rest of the world, then how about increasing the green card numbers? Can we rewrite this law? Keep some of this stuff that's in there and rewrite it to, maybe bring in parts of the Believe Act by Rand Paul, maybe something like that, which does increase it to $270,000 green
Visa
cards,
numbers,
visas,
right.
green cards. Can we maybe incorporate some of that to make a better version that does not supposedly do harm to other countries out there, But again, I think that when I've been doing this for 20 years, I've seen bills come and go, and I've never seen a bill get this far. I've never seen a bill get this far immigration bill get this far into 20 years I've done it. So that is where I have more hope than I might have had 5 years ago, 4 years ago, that, okay, we only have one senator objecting, and he's not objecting because he wants to say something like, I hate all immigrants or any of those. He's not saying anything like that.
Right.
He's just saying, can we get something better than this? That's okay.
Absolutely. I mean, agree. See, our point here is, unanimous consent was the best possible way to get the work done, the fastest possible
Yes,
way.
agreed.
Because there would be objections, there would be amendments and more amendments by
Yeah.
each and every senator when we go for the voting route
Right.
through the Senate Judiciary Committee
Right.
and when it comes to the floor
Right.
on the Senate. But with the UC in the picture and Senator Durbin being there, now if the immigrant community was to take certain steps, how do we enumerate? And I have some logistic questions, I mean, is it advisable that people can do, I mean, of course, I was hearing about there is a march for equality being planned in Illinois in a few days, where they speak, there's going, people are, these high skilled immigrants would be walking up to Senator Durbin's office and would be, presenting a case where they are saying we all are equals on the basis of the work we do, on the high skill,
Right.
level of work that we are doing.
Right.
Then why is there a discrimination on the level of per country? Because here every country is assigned 7% visa green card numbers, and now the problem is India and China and various other countries which have higher population, majorly these two countries of course, are facing the problem because they produce a lot of engineers and doctors and
Right.
researchers and scientists who come to this country,
Yes.
who are adding value to the country,
Yes.
who are strengthening the economy
Yes.
and those socio-economic dynamics here.
Yep.
They are innovating, they are contributing, they call this country their home. Now what's happening is there is a bias. Why are Indians being seen as a poison? When people are objecting, these people
Right.
lobbying firms who are Iranians and whatever people who are against S386, and they're saying, oh, we would see Indians, the outpour of Indians here, and we'll see Indians. Come on, people, we're already there. We're sitting here right in front of you. Why are you not seeing us? It's
Yeah.
about the green card. Well, I don't have to act exactly or exclaim like this, but the problem is you have the USCIS, the Department of Labor, has approved their green cards. It is just that they're not getting their green card. We are approved by DOL, where it was stated that you are eligible to get this green card and you are not displacing any American worker in this country. And that is how we were approved for the green card. But since we have this 7% allocation of the green card numbers, actual numbers that come every year, we are getting into a line, a backlog after year, and we are standing in a line where we are given a token and we are told when your number comes, go get your gift of green card. That's not really good. We are just saying we came here first, give us the green card. Give us the green card on the order of the first come first serve basis. Why is there a discrimination on that? So there is a march, people are planning, what they are saying is March for Equality, and they want to reach out to Senator Durbin and
Right.
speak about that. And it's something like there are already 586,000 Indians here, if it is more about Indians in this country, already funding, of course paying taxes,
Yes.
engaging in the economy, they are investing into the houses, the other infrastructure, they are sending their kids to schools, elite colleges here, and not just that, they are the value adders here. So, well, my point is, when they do this march for equality or
Yeah.
any such thing, is it against the normal democratic structure?
No.
Are they free to do? Because these legal immigrants, they're on visa and they're always scared. What if I am seen by the media?
Yeah.
What if people see me? My
Right.
job would be in trouble or my visa would be in trouble.
Right.
I would be monitored by somebody and I really cannot go into the advocacy efforts. I
Right.
would jeopardize my future here and the
Right.
visa and the green card.
No.
I want a clarity from an immigration lawyer here.
No, there's
Can
no.
they openly speak?
They can openly speak. They can openly speak. What they cannot do is they cannot riot. They cannot break the law. If you want to develop a day that and say this is the day we're going to march for certain rights or and highlight what your point of view is, there's absolutely nothing wrong with anybody going and do that. Actually, it has to be just done by the law. That is all that is necessary. This is a democratic country, and we were built on this. Okay, so there's nothing wrong with you marching, with you calling your senator, you making an appointment. Can you go barge into Durbin's office and like pound on his doors
No,
and
no,
break
no.
furniture? No, none of those type of things can happen. But can you peacefully and respectfully,
Respectfully,
you
yes.
know, point out what's going on, what your perspective is, absolutely. I empower you to go do that. Will it have an effect on your immigration status? No, as long as you don't break the law. That's all that it is.
Absolutely. So, all the best to all the people who are planning to go for March for Equality in Illinois, reaching out to Senator Durbin's office. And rather, they're supposed to educate this senator about their troubles in a very sublime and humble and modest manner. No offensive. We are educated. We are law-abiding. We must always remember that. Adding to it, Nandini.
Yes.
I am a very vocal person and do advocacy for the green card backlog. I've been doing it for years now, and have been involved with multiple non-profit organizations. Been member of on the social platform. I've been member there. I mean, I'm speaking from charity begins at home. I'm saying that from this end. Definitely, my proposal, along with other people from these different groups, is to observe green card backlog. I mean, say Green Card Equality Day.
Yeah.
Green Card Equality Day. I'm phrasing this term because I think
it's a fair statement. Like the way you're phrasing it, I think that highlights what the fight is all actually about. And
so you find it legitimate in those terms, like
I do.
We observe a Green Card Equality Day. The date set is during the week of the Thanksgiving. This Green Card Equality Day is all about stepping out from your office space between 12 p.m. to 12:30 p.m. Eastern, Central and PST times respectively, without affecting your work, but still showing the solidarity about sending the right message. This is a GC Equality Day. We are observing this day to convey the message to all the decision makers, the lawmakers, and the American public. What is our irony, what we are facing? On a social media, definitely it will become public. When people, I think we educate them, then only we are able to mobilize.
Absolutely.
Because if American citizens understand what is the relevance of these Indian workers contributing to the economy, they wouldn't go against them. And we seek support from American citizens as well.
Right.
So is it legitimate to observe such a day?
I think it's fine. I mean,
do you feel that people's jobs would be jeopardized if they are stepping out in their cafeteria or in the open grounds and speaking about green card equality and just showing a picture and selfie?
No, I don't actually. Why? Because didn't we just have the major walkout for climate change just 2 weeks ago?
What happened exactly?
All over the country, climate change walkout. What happened is that throughout the whole world, actually the whole world, people walked out from their jobs. They had a parade. They, had signs. They were talking about the impact of climate change. Why can't this be something like that? And again, it's about doing something that's law abiding. And in this country of all countries, you are more than allowed to come out and voice your opinions. As long as you don't break the law, and it isn't breaking the law.
No, I mean, just conveying the message.
You're going out. Now, do I say that all employers are going to be happy with you doing that, and that might be an issue? But that's a different question.
I mean, we are just trying to convey the message. We don't want to, offend our employer or clients at the same time. But there is a human problem. The problem relates to 586,000+ human beings whose dreams, future, and everything is at stake right now. The sorry state is people are here in this country for last 15 to 20 years on a H-1B. Year after year, they are getting their extensions or amendments or whatever, or transfers and everything. Now the story is suddenly everything in the administration has become stringent. More than 100,000 H-1B people were sent back last year in this whole clearing process, cleaning up the mess process probably. And what happened to those 100,000 families was they had to wind up everything on a 2 weeks notice. They had to sell their homes, cars, property and everything, whatever, and they had to pull out their kids who were either elementary schools, middle schoolers or high schoolers from their education, and they had to immediately move out to India or any other country. Displacing people on a sudden note is absolutely suicidal. What is killed? The dreams, the aspirations, the motivation to do some good work is all killed. It's not about people dying per se, but there is a death of dreams. There is a death of a hope that they had for last 15 to 20 years. The hope where they invested the prime of their youth, their future, their career here in this country to make America much better and greater and call this country a home. Their kids know only United States of America as their home. They don't even relate much to India or their motherland now because they were socialized into the American structure. The education was all American. They are more like American citizens in making, and now there is a brain drain happening.
Yes, but here's the other part of it that's a little also unfair to me. You know, they pay into Social Security and they will never receive Social Security benefits.
Absolutely.
And to
Millions
me,
of dollars
it's amazing that they can actually have qualified, because they will have been here 10 years working, right? I have clients who are here 10 years waiting for this green card, and God forbid something happens and they have to leave this country. They paid 10 years into the Social Security and they are never going to see this.
Absolutely not.
And versus if they had maybe stayed in India, they might have a pension and whatever. And that amount of time that they put towards their career and their work and things that were taken, they would see that benefit back. But working here, they might not. They may not, because they may not get that extension.
Absolutely not.
They,
Absolutely
you know?
not.
So that
Nandini,
bothers
I
me a
have
lot.
one more question. Recently, you know, the huge Howdy Modi event happened.
Yes.
Now what happened was 50,000 Indians were there. President Trump also came.
Yes.
Well received. Great consensus on a lot of things. But nobody spoke about immigration. The issue which is eating away the lives of these immigrant workers, which are 586,000
Right.
according to you, and
Yes.
700,000 plus according to me the number is. Nobody spoke. Can it be possible that the Indian government, the Prime Minister of India is reached out, Prime Minister Modi, they reach out, I mean, as the Iranian government is doing, they
Right.
are lobbying now, right?
Yes.
Can it be possible that we reach out to the Prime Minister of India or their office, External Affairs Ministry, and reach out and put our request to them also to speak about, can you please speak about us, about this backlog and get it solved? Is it possible or not?
100%.
But
Do you know that there's a visa called the E3 for Australians?
No, what is it?
It's like the H-1B visa for Australians,
Okay.
only for Australians, called
Alright.
the E3 visa. How do you think that happened?
I don't
Do you
know.
think that the government of the United States said, let me just carve out this specific visa for Australians? Of course not. There was intense lobbying and background negotiations that was going on saying, hey, let me carve this out. We have E2 visas for Israelis. Why? Because there was background lobbying and negotiations. So absolutely, do I think the Modi government can advocate, lobby, and work with the United States to create some sort of resolution, some sort of relief? Yes. Maybe it's not the full relief that we're seeking, but can something be better than today? That's
Can
what
the
I
message
ask.
at least go through Modi government's
Yes.
office? But that
Yes,
that's the target?
of course. Of
Okay.
course.
So here's the thing to my viewers, basically. You definitely can reach out to the Indian government as well
Yes.
and request them about this, that we are in pain, and educate the External Affairs Minister there. And not just that, seek out help by writing letters to the Indian government as well. Of course, no government can intervene with the internal matters,
Right.
matters of the other government, but at least at a higher level, message can be sent. Try out that route as well. Nobody has seen that route till date. I don't know why, but there is no harm when we know we are at the bright end, where we are at the last fag end of seeing success. Try your might out wherever, whatever you can do it from, whether it is American media, which is again missing out in action right now. Nandini, why do you? I would like to know from you, why is American media also not taking part into this? Now, they don't cover our topics pretty well. and we just-
They don't. You know, the topic is always the southern border, right? The
Yeah.
undocumented, the DACA. They don't put an emphasis on legal immigration. And that's frustrating. But it's also the fact that we don't have problems, that they don't need resolution. They don't need forward movement on their status. It seems to be concentrated very much on the undocumented workers. And I'm not saying that they don't deserve some sort of, advocacy of, okay, but why are we not in that conversation? we need to also be part of that discussion. You know, we're coming in the legal way, right?
Absolutely. I mean, I don't know why there is a change picture with Indians are being seen on a different level right now. Whoa, too many Indians. We're already here.
Since 2017, I have seen a dramatic change in how Indians and people of brown color are viewed in this country. And I think there is a correlation, which I'm not going to go into, but I think there's been a change. I grew up in this country, you know, I'm an immigrant, but I grew up here, and I can tell you from when I was 20 years ago to what I see today, this is not the country I remember.
Okay, there's another call from Oklahoma right now. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. What's your name?
Hi. My name is Arun Rao.
Yeah, Arun. Hi. How are you? Tell me.
Good. So yeah, I have a question to Ms. Nandini.
Yes. Ask your question.
Yeah. So yeah, my question is a bit different than 386. It goes back to the green card issue itself.
Okay.
Knowing that the lead times are more than 100 years, isn't it a scam or illegal from the government authorities to even accept green card applications from Indians, knowing that they would not get the green card in their lifetime?
Okay, so here's rephrased question. You are saying, is it not a scam by the US government accepting the green card
Yes.
application from Indian immigrants when they know nothing is going to happen for their green cards for next 150 years?
Yes.
Okay, Nandini, it's a very tough question, putting you in a tough spot. But yes, thanks for the question.
Well, Arun, thank you for the question. No, I don't think it's a scam. I think the laws were written regardless of what your country was. They didn't design the law for Indians. They didn't design the law for Europeans or Iranians or anyone. They created a objective law and to allow people to immigrate to the United States based on employment. The problem really stems from the last part of it, which is the 485 application. And so, which is, you know, to give only 7% to a specific country. That's what S386 changes, and that's what we need to fight for.
Thank you so much, Arun. Thanks for the question. I will, of course, I'm getting another calls as well, so I'll disconnect right now. So, Nandini, you know, I have to help the community because there was some glitch. Of course, I have to help them out. If I get another call, I'll pick it. Absolutely.
Yes.
Regarding the next steps about, you know, if God forbid there is another objection on this unanimous consent.
Yes.
Thankfully, first of all, maybe if Senator Durbin removes his block.
Yes.
Okay. And now it goes further and we get another block by another senator.
Yes.
How much more time are we killing?
It's going to get killed. That's what I believe. If anybody else keeps objecting, it's going to just go on, and it's going to get to a place of where this is not going to go forward then. That's why I believe that we have to talk to Dick Durbin. We have to find out what's going on. How can we resolve what is going on in his mind? Because we right now only have one. We are so far.
No, we are actually, people have become so negative right now, and they feel, okay, somebody else will also block. How much time will be eaten away, and what is the way out?
There is no time limit on this, right? So here's the thing.
But then
there's an October recess coming up.
This is the year ending right now. What happens?
No, the year has ended already. The year ended. Year ended 9/30/2008.
Yeah. Time is running out. For how long can this bill stand?
No, bill can be there forever if you want.
No, will it not die?
It will die because it can die anytime. It can die tomorrow, Jyostna.
No. I mean to say, one UC objection comes, another comes.
Yeah.
It keeps moving on. Senator Lee is putting his best effort.
Right.
Many thanks to him.
It's up to the sponsor.
Would it live, or they'll say, okay, there is a stipulated
It depends
time
on Senator Lee.
By December, it'll be killed.
No, it
Nothing
depends
like
on Senator Lee how much far he wants to push. So remember, the government works on a fiscal year of October 1. That's the Senate.
We're already in it right
We
now.
are already in it. Okay. So it's not going to happen for fiscal year 2020, which is what the government's fiscal year is right now, okay? It is going to, if this works, it will go into the next fiscal year, which is 2021. And so it will just get pushed forward, the 3-year transition
So say
period.
supposedly, UC is not working out. It's a
Yes.
worst case picture. Can it not happen that our people, you know, get into the efforts bringing this bill, Senator Mike Lee,
Yes.
should send it to the Senate Judiciary Committee?
Yes.
And send it to the floor vote. Is it possible to
It is.
parallelly do?
It's not possible to do parallelly. You have to do it separately. If
Either
you don't
or?
get the unanimous consent,
no,
then
no.
you have to send it back to the judiciary,
Okay.
and then it goes back to the
So
floor.
you are
of our-
saying while we are already held back in the unanimous
Yes.
consent
Yes.
route right
Yeah.
now, we just cannot take it to a house,
No,
Senate
no.
Judiciary
Otherwise,
Committee.
it would have already gone back right now, right?
I agree. I mean, we are trying to find out a way. Can it parallelly do and we do? I mean,
I
we
really-
were speaking about we are speaking about the bill. You see objecting. Of course, there is one way we can see a bright sunshine very soon if Senator Durbin removes his
Yes.
block and the bill gets passed, and then of course it'll go to the House for reconsideration again with all the amended versions that we have, and then of course it goes to the President of the United States to get it signed. Very bright, very positive, very rosy picture. Of course, we are trying to see that. We believe in seeing positive
Yes.
things happening in positive, but if it doesn't happen, we are killing our time with the UC for the time being, and then this bill again goes out for the Senate Judiciary Committee's approval, then Mitch McConnell putting it on the floor for vote.
You
and
don't
then
want
again we do lobbying. So are we doing this lobbying for years then?
It might be. Yes, it takes time for a law to become. I know you don't want to hear this, but it
I'm
takes.
getting restless with of course that.
Yes, the thing is, if it was simple like this, then we would have already had immigration reform, right? If we have not had comprehensive immigration reform for 20 years. If we could move this bill along that fast, then we would have had all of these things already resolved. But it doesn't work that way, unfortunately. And the problem is there's a lot of politics behind it. There's a lot of lobbying behind this that are advocating against this
Okay,
bill.
I'm getting a call,
Yep.
Nandini. I'll just
Yep.
pick it right now. Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm Prashant here.
Hi,
Are you guys
Prashant.
able to hear me?
Yes, yes. Please ask your question.
Yeah, my question is moreover like, when and how is the best way, to look after the legal immigrants who are in a wait line, for more than 10 years. So is that something, our lawyer Nair can help us answer?
She would. Nandini, please help out on that, of course. And first question from my end also, I added on to be, how do we keep safeguarding our H1B staff for the time being, till
Yeah.
the time this never-ending wait is there?
Yes, that's.
Thanks, Prashant, for your question.
Yeah. So is his question how we can help him, or is his question if?
Now, while we wait in this green card backlog, we are here for more than 10 years,
Yes.
decades, as we see. How we safeguard everything and still be in the fight, that's his question basically. How are we going to stay calm? What do you see safeguarding our career here? You know?
Yeah, I definitely think that it's important that you maintain, obviously, your H1 status if you're on an H or an L or whatever status you're on, but mainly H's. How do you safeguard it? By filing good petitions, by not filing, making sure that your employer are doing good petitions in the sense of that they are having the documents you need for the H-1B petitions, making sure that you use a good lawyer. I have to say this,
No,
I know
course,
the
of
business
course.
very well. I deal with mainly IT staffing companies, and I understand where, cost is more important than good work. And I can honestly tell you, to the people who watch who are on the H-1Bs, today is not the day to play that game. Today is the day to have an advocate by your side, and that is an immigration advocate, somebody who knows their business, who's been doing this a long time, who's done hundreds of cases.
Absolutely, who else better than you?
You know,
You're
well,
there in
I
this
mean, I'm
country
just
for the last
saying
20
generally,
years,
and
fighting
it's
it out, right?
important, and it's a difficult place. Like I completely sympathize with my clients, and not I'm not saying the employers who are actually my clients, but also these H-1B people. Do you not have wives call me, and they will be like, Nandini, oh my God.
I have a very specific question to these H4 visa holders. Some of course, most of the H4 EAD holders now are in a big problem right now. The problem is, while their husbands, their spouses, I mean not husband and wife, like whosoever is
Right.
in H4,
Right.
while their spouses apply for the extension for
Right.
H1,
Right.
it goes in the premium and it gets approved also
Right.
faster.
Correct.
But what happens with this fingerprinting coming into
Right.
the picture?
The biometrics.
The biometrics coming
Right.
into the picture, the H4 petitions are getting delayed. They
Yes.
are not part of the premium
Correct.
process.
Correct.
And now what's happening is taking more than 6 to 8 months right now.
Oh, correct.
Now they are not just losing on the job,
Right.
but also on a status where they're allowed to work. I mean, they lose it completely. If they're running a business, it's like, I don't know what's going to happen for the business in between. They cannot receive funds.
Right.
They cannot receive a salary
Right.
when they do not have a EAD status.
Correct.
Because they come on an H4 note then, simple,
Right.
and then that's not legally allowed.
Right.
Is the rule going to break? I mean,
No,
I mean,
it's not.
how would the administration view it in a wake of the situation where H4 EAD extension has gone? You know,
By
and of course,
premium.
I don't know what date it becomes effective from.
Right.
Does it become effective from the date of application or date of approval?
Okay, so we don't know how they're going to rescind the program. So what the latest update on the H4 EAD for people who are interested is that in spring 2020, they are going to issue the final route eliminating
That's
this
another
program.
question about elimination. What I'm saying is people who are applying also.
Right,
I'm having one
Yep.
more question from Michigan
Yep.
right now. Hi, may I know your name, please?
Hi, my name is Jace Matthews. I'm from Michigan.
Hi, Jays. Please put your question.
It's about this S386. Is there anything we can do about moving it further forward? We've been trying to call that senator 15 times other days, and we try several times. Is there anything we can do?
Thank you so much, Jace.
Thank you so much, and I appreciate that question a lot. I think the best thing is you have to have your voices heard. Okay, one of the things with Indian immigrants that I'm always fighting for is show your strength. Show your lobbying power, show your perspective. So call the offices, make appointments actually. If you can go down to DC or even their home offices and talk to them in person about what is going on. Be informative. Don't just come there with anger in your voice. Have statistics, have information, and have a conversation with these senators and these congressmen, because sometimes that does change that. And then media. In this country, and especially today with social media, that is an important part of advocacy. So if you are on social media and this is something that's important to you, I encourage you to, push some of these things out onto your Facebook, to your Instagram, to your Twitter. If you follow me on Twitter, you're going to see me retweeting, putting different articles on. If you follow Jyostna, you're going to see all of these type of things.
So Netra,
that's important.
Nandini, thank you so much for that. I have another caller here right now. Netra, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, so I identified her because I'll tell you about her. She is the she is the admin to a Facebook group by the name H4 and H1B Immigrants, okay, in the United States of America, of
That's
course.
awesome.
There are 71,000 members in the group. She is very vocal about the advocacy about the green card backlog, has been supporting.
Okay, so I have to be her friend then, for sure.
No, that's fine from your business perspective, but honestly speaking, Netra has played a very important role there.
Yeah.
And Netra has a question right now. So
Okay.
Netra, please shoot your question right away.
Yeah, I don't have any question as such, but since there is a walk for equality in Illinois right now, and all over the country, everybody cannot visit that place. So I request everyone, whoever is listening, and spread the awareness that there is a walk, but at the same time, on the same day, if everybody can send the flowers, bouquets, a postcard to support S386 to Dick Durbin, Senator Dick Durbin, that will be highly appreciated, so that unanimously and with uniformity at the same time the entire country's legal immigrants can show the support to the walk.
Thank you so much, Netra. I'm getting another call. Thank you so much for your inputs. Yes, everybody's hearing us live right now. I have another caller from Michigan again, so I'm putting you on hold right now. So, hi, may I know your name, please?
Yes, madam. My name is Ravi.
Hi, Ravi.
I'm a farmer in South Georgia. I just want to ask you one question, madam.
You are a farmer in South Georgia.
That is
Perfect.
great.
Oh,
I
great.
used to work as an engineer, but I started farming for 20 years.
Mhm.
And I have a problem with the Mexicans. They don't pay the social security, and it's hard work for them. I like to get getting from labor from India, and what legal, I have to take care of it.
Raviji, your question is actually a little off the hook right now, and you want to bring farmers from India. I understand. I think we'll have to do a different session on that.
That's an H-2A visa.
Okay, so Nandini says it is a H-2A visa. I believe we'll have to come back on that, and that topic actually sounds interesting to me. Thanks for bringing this light while we are discussing high-skilled immigrants right now.
That was interesting topic, yes.
It is indeed. I mean, H-2A visa, I never knew about it.
Yes, agriculture visas.
I have to speak about different visas to you. I mean, I would like to, discuss about O1 visa.
Yes.
Which is a, special visa,
for extraordinary ability.
Ability. I want to discuss about different categories, EB1, 2, 3.
Yep.
And, there is a second possibility what I want to explore from you for my audience is people who are extraordinarily good here on EB2, EB3 visas. Is there a prospect that they can port their EB2, EB3 dates without leaving the country in this outstanding category somewhere and come up to EB1?
Right.
I mean, I'm not definitely asking any question from you right now. This is going to be my next series, when I'll have Nandini here. Wide range of questions about these kind of possibilities where people join direct clients while they are on the green card wait, and how safe it is, because possibilities, because what's happening is with multiple layers coming into the picture, into the job scenario, they're losing out on their things, and to, carry the conversation further, Nandini, yes. I received a message, question. Okay. I'm going to read it out right now. Okay. The question came from Karthik Nair. He's based out of Florida, and he's again in the green card backlog, and he speaks about, he says, for decades, the government has cut the number of immigrants far below what Congress authorized. Since 1990, after Bush Sr., every administration has misinterpreted the law, counting the spouses and children of legal immigrants against the limits on immigration when the statute lacks the requirement. This has cut the available slots for high-skilled workers in half, creating endless delays as they wait to obtain permanent residency in the United States. On H1, they don't count dependents separately in 85K.
Right.
So why AILA can't take through the courts? I mean, AILA, of course, your role or whatever, let me know.
Well, I am a member of AILA. I'm not going to say that I haven't been disappointed many a times with what AILA has done over the years. I do feel that they can take a stronger stand in many of the legal immigration bills that are in play, or whether there is advocacy. There are a lot of chatter and a lot of discord between members in AILA who feel that AILA is not taking an active stand, is not doing enough for legal immigrants, that their focus really is more about the undocumented workers, which I don't have a problem with. That there's also a role for that, but we also have a role, right? Legal immigration. Can they sue? I think there are limitations on their ability to sue. They have to find a very clear avenue in the law that they feel that they can sue upon. If they don't find a clear avenue, they're not going to take that road up. And the other part is that there's a limit to what they can do. AILA is not the only advocacy group that needs to be out there. There has to be just the general public also has to be invested in reforming immigration. And that's a thing that I think that as immigrants and the Indian community definitely needs to get involved more in. And so I appreciate what you do and what some of the other people that I know are doing to highlight, inform the public about what is going on today.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Nandini. In fact, it had been a very, very informative session altogether today with a lot of wide range of questions were asked. The last question that I want to put in is about lobbying.
Okay.
Just for the general public to understand this lobbying structure, how the H1B or the visa holder community can be part of these lobbying efforts. I mean, is it legitimate for people on visa to fund for lobbyists, if at all it is possible? Can they hire a lobbyist?
They can if they have millions of dollars.
Okay,
sure.
No, I mean,
yes.
Millions of dollars in the sense, see, a person is on a visa here.
Yes.
I really don't know. I mean, but
it doesn't work that way. It's not an individual. You can't hire a firm, a lobby group. In Washington, D.C., there's hundreds of lobby groups. But you as an individual, of course, if you have the funds to do that, absolutely you can go do that. But that's not for the common man. That's impossible.
No, the point is it would
you
be
know?
a crowdfunding.
Yes.
Okay. So how it would work is, of course, people are on a H1B visa,
Yes.
H4 visa, whatever. There are people who can always come up and do a crowdfunding. Can they hire a lobbyist?
Sure. Yes, absolutely. A lobbyist is an advocate for your specific position, but there are paid advocates, and that is some of my issues with the lobby groups, right? Because they don't necessarily believe in what you want them to do. They will do what you want them to do as long as you pay them. But are they effective? Absolutely. So if that's something to do, go ahead.
So the legitimacy, you being a lawyer, I'm asking you particularly, because there is a concern when the immigrant community, these visa holders, say, hey, I cannot fund a lobbyist. If I do that, it is illegitimate. I cannot pay a lobbying firm.
Where did they hear something like that?
So
if there's a crowdfunding, if they want to be part of an organization that is going to hire a lobbying group, if they want to put some money towards, they're not working. So, and if somebody's on a non-immigrant visa, the issue for them is, are they working outside of the scope of that petition?
No.
So they're not.
No,
they're just giving money.
Just giving money.
Money. It's a political contribution. Simple as that.
Okay, so there's a difference. You cannot pay. You cannot pay to the events of the senators and the congressmen. Right? If you are not a citizen of the country, of the United States, but to the lobbyists, you can pay.
You can pay. If there's somebody, let's say there's an organization, let's say a nonprofit organization we are looking to get funds to hire a lobbying company, and you want to contribute to that campaign, there is nothing in immigration that stops you from contributing $100, $500, $1,000
My next question in line, can a person on a H1B visa or a H4 EAD open a non-profit?
No, the H1B cannot. The H4 EAD can.
Can open?
Yes.
Or the L2 EAD?
Yeah, L2 EAD. It's open employment.
OPT EAD?
OPT EAD, no.
Okay. So you're saying H4 EAD can open a business similarly. It can also open a non-profit.
Absolutely, 501c3.
Would it be 501c3 or C4?
C3. Well, they can open both. They can open actually both.
What is the difference between 501c3 and 4?
3 is the non-profit part. There is tax limitations on a 3 and a 4. I cannot give you.
This would be for this cause, of course.
Yes, it would be outside of the scope of this call, but yes. But what I'm saying is, a person who has an employment authorization document, an EAD that is tied to open employment, like an L2 or a H4 EAD, can go and open an organization, whether it's for-profit or non-profit, and do whatever they want to do. Can a F1 OPT do that? No, because that has to be tied to their OPT for an F1 is based on training, right? They're getting training. So you cannot do it that way. But H4 EADs, L2 EADs, absolutely. Go ahead and do that. Promote advocacy in this field.
Perfect. So directly to my audience now with Nandini's inputs. Of course, there is a lot of knowledge we still need to take out from different people, knowledgeable people like Nandini, Nair, and many other people who do advocacy. Till date, many advocacy groups have been into picture. They have been pitching in their efforts. They are going almost in the right direction, but of course there is a strength, there is a might that is lacking somewhere or other. And of course with the one advocacy group breaking into the picture, in the sense their lobbyist has moved out, apparently. Looks like that's a hearsay right now, and people were banking upon that group as well. I mean, they were the main people who were going behind Mike Lee and speaking about the unanimous consent route and getting it done. And now they have come up in open offensive, very, very offensive against Senator Rick Durbin, and there are abusive languages being used, which is demeaning the stature of the Indians in general. So please don't do it. Do not abuse, do not use wrong words against Senator Rick Durbin. Whatever has happened has happened. Of course, there is a thing, we feel bad about it, but using a foul language, offensive, is the worst thing you could do to the advocacy efforts that are happening right now. You have come a long way. We appreciate your efforts. You have really done a tremendous, great work right now towards the high-skilled immigrants. hold back your patience level and anger, because that's going to help us right now. Just don't be on offensive. All those members who are part of that group, it's a very live, straight message to you. I am also part of the team in the same efforts, and we have to join hands together to reach towards our goal. If we have to reach out to Senator Dick Durbin's office through our calls, through our emails, through our town halls, or a walk for equality that is coming up on October 10th, please join in, pitch in. No foul language, no rude talk, and go with the statistics, go with the facts. Do not cry. Say the words that are supposed to be spoken in terms of the facts that we can provide to substantiate where the immigrant community is in picture and is able to contribute to the success of the country. H1B distortion of facts, lies, everything should be brought to picture. How they are used or misused also admit, and do not admit whatever is not correct. That is my personal advice. I am sitting from this platform, I'm conveying this message because this is the time for all of you to wake up, take a step ahead, go into the right direction. If we crack this block this time, Senator Durbin's objection goes in the right direction, if he just lifts the ban, the block, we are at the right step, and very soon we can see the success for S386. But if it does not happen, then be prepared to be loud in your efforts. Do not do piggyback riding. Do not believe that only one organization was there to save you or a non-profit was there to save you. That only would do it or not do it, because you are the makers or breakers of your own fate. Stand up, take a stand, leave your home if you have to for a few days to do the right advocacy. Leave your comfort zone if you have to do it, to do the right thing that is required at this moment. Nandini Nair has already spoken about the same thing. Take your steps. Go out of your comfort zone and call Senator Dick Durbin's office. One is one. And of course, reach out to Senator Mike Lee again and again. Of course, thank him for the great effort. Senator Kamala Harris also. They are the people who are speaking for you. You need to thank them. Do not cross the boundaries of respect though. Keep the respect intact. That's the way you can make it. You can really be successful in this effort. And do not forget the date, October 10th. Walk for Equality, conducted in Illinois. If you are there, do join. If you want to join in more numbers, please join. I am from this platform of TV5 and Mana TV. I am giving you this open invitation to please join in the Walk for Equality. Speak about the green card backlog. Provide the numbers. One. Second date, please keep in mind, would be November 26th, the week of the Thanksgiving in the United States. November 26th happens to be a Tuesday, and of course after that, Thursday, November 28th is the Thanksgiving and the Black Friday on 29th. The date chosen is November 26th for a simple reason. This is the week where people are obliging. They are being thankful to people, and we want to convey our message of being thankful to the lawmakers in this country if they take the right step. So that would be GC Equality Day. Participate in that as well by stepping out of your offices for half an hour, 12 p.m. to 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Central Time, and Pacific Time respectively. Walk out in numbers and stay together and stage your presentation in a way where you are able to educate your peers and co-workers at the workspace. This is a message to be given loud and clear to everybody. This is the way you can make a change. Social media has the power to change the decision maker's mind. This is where you have to go. Substantiate everything with the right number. Do not take the wrong blame. That's what I can say. And now, Nandini, closure is on you for this show. Thank you so much for coming to our studios and educating the audience. And of course, I'm looking forward to many other sessions with you on different visa issues and everything.
Yes.
That is where we would be talking about H1B extensions, H4 EADs, about the EB5 visas as well, or O visas as well, so that we educate everybody. So Nandini, your final take on the entire conversation today and the future of S386, please.
Well, first of all, thank you everybody for calling in, joining, watching, and Jyostna, it was such a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me here. All I can say is that, I live with hope. I live with the immigrants. I live for your life, and I really, truly am on your side, and I understand all your journey. So please reach out to me whenever you have a chance if you have any further questions on anything related to immigration. I am a partner in this journey of yours.
Thank you so much, Nandini.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, my dear friends. All the best. Keep your efforts on. Time is not to sleep, not to rest. Time is to act, act and act. And you know what you have to do now. Wishing you luck. Stay blessed. God bless. Thank you.